Hi guys, happy Monday. I hope you had a really good weekend and you were able to enjoy some of the sunshine on Sunday because it was really nice out. So, we are going to actually be moving on to our unit about three-dimensional shapes. Um, we also refer to that or know that as 3D shapes. We've been working with 2D shapes, which are flat shapes. So, I know there are notes on this, but this is a 2D shape. It's a rectangle and it's flat. Okay, so we've been working with flat shapes and flat pictures on pieces of paper. Now we're going to be moving into 3D shapes or three-dimensional shapes. So these are solid figures. I know that you started learning a little bit about these in second grade. So we're just going to add more shapes for you to work with this year. And we're going to review some of the main vocabulary that you need to know to better understand how to talk about 3D shapes. Okay, so let's start there. So 3D shapes are special because some of them can roll. Again, they're solid. Some of them can roll. They're not flat. They can't stay still. I mean, they can, but they don't have a flat base to sit on. Or some can stack, meaning like Legos, you can stack. Oops, I'm sorry. You can stack them. Okay, and then some are special because they can roll, but they can also stack. So before we get into that, I want to make sure that we understand the vocabulary that we'll need to know to better understand these, okay, and how they work. So I am going to take a cube since I know we're all familiar with this shape. And I'm so sorry, these open, they're special, and I'll show you in a little bit why. But this cube has faces, and you are looking at a face right here. Just like you have a face when you look at it, I am staring at a face right now, but you are also staring at a face. So a face is just a flat part of a shape that it can sit on. Sometimes we call it a base. Okay, so this cube, if I hold it and count, has one face, two faces, three faces, four faces on me, and then five faces, six faces. So this cube has six total faces. Now, an edge, we're going to look at our cube here. An edge is the part of a shape where two faces meet. So for instance, you can see this face, and I'm going to turn this, and there's another face. So where these two faces meet, and I'm going to try, oops, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to make my fingers meet. Oh my goodness, right here. I'm doing this, sorry guys. Right here where my fingers meet, that's an edge. Okay, so this face met this face. So this is the edge where they meet. So this cube, how many edges do you think it has? I think a lot of kids would say 4 or 8. So we're going to check. So I am going to count the edges around this cube first. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges on this cube. If you notice when I counted them, and it might be kind of hard because I'm on camera, I did not count any of the edges more than one time. So I didn't count them 2 times. So there are 12 edges. And then another important thing that you need to know about 3D shapes is that some of them have vertexes, a vertex, and if there's more than one, they're called vertices. So it's the point where two edges meet. So remember, we have a face, we have the edge where they meet, and then where your edges meet. So like right here and here, a vertex is just another way we can say point. It's the appropriate way to say point. So it's where two edges meet. Let's count the vertices on this cube. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 vertices on this cube. Okay. So this is a cube. Now, if I take this out, what's really special about this is I can break open these shapes. So you can see the different faces that make up this cube. So I will actually add a link to your to your slideshow this week, and there will be an option for you to actually be able to print these out and build them on your own. That is optional, but I know some kids like to actually work with the shapes and touch them, and that helps them better understand what we're doing during this unit. So that's totally up to you, but I will add that to your Google slide presentation. So you guys need to know what a cube is this year. Another shape that you need to be familiar with is a sphere. Now, a sphere, like we would call it a ball, right? A sphere has no edges because there's no faces that meet on here. And it doesn't have any kind of base. Like I said, it rolls around. Okay, it's not stackable. And it also doesn't have any points. It doesn't have any vertices. So a sphere is very special because it rolls. It doesn't stack. All right, another shape that we're going to talk about is a prism. So a prism is special, all right, because it's 3D, but it has two identical shapes that face each other. So what I mean is this. Okay, so this face is identical to this face, and they actually literally face each other. Okay, those are called bases, like I said. So because they can stand, and I know I'll use my hand as the table, it can stand. So it's opposite, it's identical to it, and it stands. So you can even say this is a base that's identical to this base, and that base is identical to that base. So this is a rectangular prism. Okay, again, it has faces, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it has its edges just like the cube, and it has vertices, it has its points, but this is a rectangular prism. What's special about this prism is that 4 of its faces are rectangles, and I will pull it out in a second so you can see that, and 2 of its faces are squares. Technically, every one of its faces are rectangles because a square is a rectangle, and I know that's tricky, but I promise that's true. So I'm going to pull out the inside so you can see what I was talking about. So 4 rectangular faces or bases and 2 squares or 2 faces make up this rectangle. Again, I will add that link to your Google slide presentation where you're supposed to check your morning math job. So you have that always by your side, okay? Another shape that you need to know in 3rd grade is a cone. Okay, a cone is special because it has a flat base, and this one is circular. Okay, so it has one face, one vertex, one point, but it has no edges. It can roll just like a sphere can, but it can also stack. Okay, so that is your cone. Another special shape that's 3D that you need to know this year is a sphere. In your house, the easiest example of this would be a can of food like corn, green beans. Okay, this is special because it can roll. So it doesn't have any edges. There's no vertexes, right? But there is a face on top or a base, right? And a face or a base on the bottom. There we go. So it can sit flat and stack, or it can roll. And its bases are circular. I think I said that. Okay. Our pyramid. So pyramids are special. And they are given names, and those names are determined by the shapes on the bottom. So this is a square pyramid. Okay, a pyramid has a point on top. This pyramid has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces, and it has one vertice where, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 edges meet. However, it also has 4 more edges on the bottom. So this would be 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this is a square pyramid. It does have triangles as faces and a square. But this one is a triangular pyramid because the base is a triangle. Okay. This one also has one vertex point on the top. Okay. But it also has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices all together. Okay. And all of its faces are triangles. However, these triangles on this pyramid are bigger than this one. They come in all different shapes and sizes, so we need to be aware of that. Okay, there are other shapes. This is another prism. This is a hexagonal prism, but this is not really a third grade shape that we need to worry about yet. Okay. But the one that you're probably most familiar with, like I said, is a cube. Let me make sure that I've hit everything I want to talk about. Think about these shapes in your house. Where have you seen a 3D shape in your house and not even thought about it? I think as a child, I would think like a cereal box, like a rectangular prism might be one place that I've seen an example of a 3D shape. Maybe like an ice cream cone. You think of the base as the cone. Okay. I just want to make sure I've hit everything you need to know for your work. So on your assignment, you are going to be looking and counting either the edges or the vertices or the bases on your shapes to answer questions. You might be given riddles. You don't know which assignment you're getting. So just be aware of that. I think you're okay. I believe Mrs. Morris is going to send out a link for a Flipgrid for our birthdays. So be on the lookout for that. I believe we have 2 or 3 birthdays coming up. So make sure you are on top of your assignment so we can send out birthday wishes this week, okay? Again, if you have any questions at all, please email me. I miss you guys. You guys are doing fantastic. We're right where we should be on our schedule right now as far as e-learning goes. Just keep up the great work. All right. Whew. Just take a deep breath. Remember, if you get stuck on your work, pause for a second, go do something fun, and then go back so you don't feel stressed out. Okay? All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.